greatest digital asset ever created. I'm so glad I accumulated before the space got saturated. XRP the greatest digital asset ever created. Make the haters aggravated, get the spaceship activated. XRP the greatest digital asset ever created. I'm so glad I accumulated.
What's goody, guys? Welcome back to the channel where you get your XRP and your crypto news. I hope everybody's doing good on this particular day. I definitely want to just, the market is going up and going down. I always wanted to just hear your guys' comments and concerns. What crypto is your favorite crypto though? We always talking about XRP. That's cool, but XRP, XLM, XDC, HBAR, out of the 4 coins that I just named, which one is your favorite? I know there's many other coins, but just drop down in the comments what's your guys' favorite coin out of these 4. It's a lot of coins, guys. That's why I always want to say, hey, make sure you are researching what particular coins you're buying. But these are the top coins that myself personally, I am buying and holding, and some of my other colleagues as well. XRP obviously the number 1, but after XRP I can definitely say XDC is a quiet sniper. Very quiet. I've stacked my bags with XDC for many years and just letting it sit. That you buy it and let it sit, don't even trip. But it definitely fluctuates. XDC will be my number 2, I guess, out of these 4, just to say the least. But I also wanted to hear your guys' comments. But moving on. Okay, so it says I don't know, GROK. I don't want to pronunciate his wrong, his name totally wrong. It says confirms that XRPL captures 10% of the hidden rose value, and the price of XRP could be $28.55 per coin. So pretty much it says transaction value is 3 trillion, volatility is 10, market cap, 3 trillion divided by 10 equals 300 billion USD. Now divide by the effective circulating supply to find the price per XRP. And long story short, he comes up with $28.55 hypothetically priced. XRP handles $3 trillion in annual settlements with XRP as the bridge asset and volatility of 10% supply lockup, and the strong market. Pretty much he said it's $28.55. Hey, I don't care if he said $50.55. Long as that coin is higher than when I purchased it. I'm not a financial advisor, guys, but I definitely wanted to just bring this to your attention, because obviously math never lies, and sometimes people just throwing out numbers just out the air. But if you actually sit down and crunch some numbers, some things will make sense when calculating the price, right? So moving on. Brad Garlinghouse says Bitcoin will reach 200,000 by the end of the year, but XRP will surpass it. Now that was like a fluff. No, he never said XRP will surpass it. They always add it on for the caption. But definitely listen up to Brad. Listen real quick.
What is your price target for Bitcoin? Because Cardano blockchain founder predicted, as I said earlier, 250,000 by year end.
I will predict Bitcoin. I wouldn't predict XRP. It's too close to home. But I think 200,000 is not unreasonable. I think before I've kind of said it, 175 around there. I think people underestimate how the largest economy in the world, the United States, went from headwinds, hostility, to tailwinds. And
what is
all right? So Brad did a good job. He definitely didn't predict XRP price. But hey, if we in the 200,000s with Bitcoin, we know XRP has to be close. Might not be exactly at that 10,000 mark that we want it to be. Hopefully it is, but from the 100K that Bitcoin hit, XRP did it increased, but we needed to increase some more. So yeah, it says, what is the minimum price that you're willing to sell your XRP? Everybody is always talking about buy. But it's time to sell. when that thing hits your target price point. So make sure you always have an exit strategy, guys. Everybody's always talking about when to buy, but no one's ever really saying when to sell and their exit strategy. Are you going to sell some XRP, not all, at $10, at $100, $200 per coin, $500 per coin? Make sure you guys are, me personally, I would take out my initial investment that I put in XRP, doing dollar cost average, not putting in my rent money, but definitely putting in my Chick-fil-A money, or my my Walmart money, or my sneaker money, versus buying, that stuff that doesn't even matter. It doesn't grow in value at all. So me personally, I started at my like $5 mark. That's one of my price points I'm going to hit. Take out a little bit from there, and so on and so forth. But everybody plan is different. Don't just go for what I'm going to say and do, but make sure you have something along the lines for yourself. Or if you're going to keep it for the years to come and, leave it for your brother, sister, cousin, mother, I don't know, just have a plan. Just have a plan. All right, so XRP is leading in the major ETF application. So XRP ETF filing with the SEC. This is Bitwise Pro Shares. I just talked about that a little bit. Grayscale. Everybody's trying to get an ETF sent out for XRP, which is definitely exciting news. So this is just a broad photo. I just wanted to make sure that you guys see this, because some people are like, oh, why should I buy XRP? What companies are they with? And as y'all can see, like, look, XRP is connected to everything, and this is not even all of the companies, right? This is just the ones that could fit on this diagram. But XRP is connected to Santander Bank, HSBC, FedNow, Monoloop, Flare. So you have to really like deep dive. Do not just listen to these YouTubers and be like, oh, buy XRP. No. You need to understand what XRP is being utilized for and what companies it is attached to. Because if the SBI is attached to Ripple, if DTCC is attached to Ripple, if I want to say Monogram is attached to Ripple, OnePay is attached, why the hell are you not attached to Ripple? Even if you don't even understand what's going on, if you just see R3 Corridor attached to a company, get your ass in the company. Like, some things is not rocket sciences, y'all. Like, follow the money. Like, if you want to get rich, follow the money. You're not going to get rich on your 9 to 5. You're going to get rich on understanding investments and how to capitalize on buying something low and seeing that increase in value, right? I don't want to beat the horse on trying to tell you guys all these different companies, but I definitely wanted to show you a diagram because it's better to see it than someone just telling y'all, right? Before I get out of here, I wanted to show you guys this video real quick. This is breaking XRP expected to hit $1 in 25 quadrillion. Patrick further discusses the insane flow of money onto the XRP ledger. I don't know if you guys seen or heard about Patrick, but he made a like viral video that went out on YouTube about XRP, and he just talking a little bit more about it. So let's listen up real quick on what he's talking about.
Processes $5 trillion daily, or 1.25 quadrillion annually. If you didn't know what that was, quadrillion annually, Swift. If XRP captures 5 to 10% of volume, let's just say 10% of volume, $125 trillion annually. The demand for XRP, by the way, could be any of these other technologies we're talking about. Analysts estimate that a $10 trillion market cap could push XRP's price to $100 per token, with full replacement potentially driving it up. Processes $5 trillion daily, or 1.25 quadrillion annually. If you didn't know what that was, quadrillion annually. Swift.
All right. So that's pretty much that. I wanted to also show you guys this. This is breaking legal battle with SEC approaches in defending a defining moment of April 16th, 2025. So on April 16th, Ripple must present the arguments challenging the SEC's appeal of a key 2023 court ruling. So obviously when this came out, I've already recorded this, but on the next video I'll show the conclusion of that this case. All right, so make sure you guys like, subscribe to the channel. Definitely excited for this Ripple court case, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.